Hey y'all, it's Nathan Barber here again with Heritage Acres. And this is part 4 of From Hide to Hat, how to process a batch of hides. So if you've been following along with the videos, we've been processing a batch of 5 hides. This is a mix of everything, so I show you the steps of doing everything. Every hide's going to be a little bit different. Some of them are the same. Foxes, for example, are a little bit different. When you put them in the pickling solution, part of the process, you have to put them in for a lot shorter time, because if you don't, the hair will fall off. They're a lot thinner skinned animal, and their skin works a little bit differently than most animals that you'll be tanning. So this part of the process is one of the last parts of the process. So what we're going to be doing today is tanning. So I just earlier this afternoon, I got my hides good and washed out. I got them out of the pickling solution into the neutralizing solution, and the neutralizing solution again was baking soda and warm water and that neutralized the acidity that the hides had been sitting in for about 2.5 days. So except for the fox, because that was in there for about 1 day. Don't leave your fox in your pickling solution for 2-3 days, because the hair will start falling off. I've done that before too, and it's a mess. So once I got it neutralized, now they've been hanging and air drying. They've been drip drying. You want them sort of dry when you put this hide tanning formula on here. Not really dry, just not soaking wet, because you still want the hides to be able to soak up this hide tanning formula. You don't want them to be full of moisture. So you can use multiple different methods of tanning the hides. So you can either use the orange bottle that says Hide Tanner's Formula on it. That's what I've used most of the time, and it's about $12, about $8 or $12. I can't remember exactly. I bought it in bulk last time I bought some, but you can buy it at Cabela's or Bass Pro, places like that that sell it. And you can go on Amazon and find pretty cheap hide tanning formulas on there. You can also brain tan. I might show you a video later of doing brain tanning. I've never done it before. I've just always bought stuff to do it. And I'm going to be doing something today that for the past 2 or 3 times that I've tanned, I've done it this way, and it's worked out pretty well because I ran out of hide tanning formula, and this just comes in handy, and it's cheap, especially if you got chickens, because it includes eggs. Now, if you ain't got chickens, well, you might be out of luck, because eggs are expensive nowadays. But anyways, so the materials that you're going to need for this hide tanning formula are eggs, some kind of oil. You can either use beef tallow, you can use olive oil, you can use another kind of oil. I'm using olive oil because it's got, when you put it on the hide, it makes a very good glossiness like you want in the hide, sort of. Not really glossy, but it just gives it a good texture. We're going to be using a dozen eggs, 11 or 12 eggs. We're going to be using 1/4 cup of olive oil and some hot water. And that hot water, you want to mix the hot water in there. Do about 1/4 cup of hot water. And what that does is it really makes the formula be able to soak up into the hide very well. So let's get to mixing. Now when I say you want eggs in this formula, you want egg yolks. Do not use the egg whites, we just want the yolks. So I'm going to be cracking my egg yolks. So get your egg yolks cracked into your oil, and then mix up 1/4 cup of hot water in there. Also, I got my formula mixed up pretty good, and I've got my hides off. And actually, I was letting them drip dry on the back of a trailer. So anything where you can get them up above the ground, let them drip dry, will be good. So I put 11 eggs with 1/4 cup of hot water and 1/4 cup of olive oil. You can use beef tallow, other kind of oil if you want, but I found that olive oil works the best. So now just take your hides out, and just one by one, let's see which one I start with. I guess I'll start with the old coon. So he's still got a little bit of flesh on him that is yet to come off. But a good thing about the pickling process, because some people, like I said, some people choose not to do it. Some people just do not. They don't want to do the pickling process. But if you have extra meat that needs to come off, just look at this. After your hide has been pickled, look how easily it comes off. You couldn't do that if you just salted it down and dried it. You would have, still I'm going to get the wire wheel out once it dries, and get the rest of the flesh off, because there is a little bit that needs to come off. But I mean, you can just pull it off with your fingers mainly, especially once it's been pickled like that, because with your pickling makes your hide want to get rid of those globular fat cells, and it wants to leave the fibrous. So that's another benefit to pickling. So now I'm just going to get my warm tannin formula, which is, of course, now you know oil and water don't mix well, so you got to mix them pretty well for this to work good. But you just spread it on here. And be sure to wear gloves while you're doing this. Alrighty. Now what you're going to do with this is, once you've got your hide tannin formula, whatever type you decide to use, once you've got it worked in your hide very well, you just keep rubbing it in there. Once you've got it rubbed in there pretty good, once again, you fold your flesh on flesh. Alright, flesh on flesh. And right now we're going to roll it so we can transport it to where I'm going to put it. But just put flesh on flesh, and when you get it to where you want to keep it at, for 12 hours, we're going to let this sit. Alright, once we let it sit for the 12 hours, we are going to open it up. Some people reapply your high tannin formula. I've not really done that. But once you let it sit a good 12 hours, you take it out, and you open it up, look at it, make sure it's looking good. And what I've always done for the egg method right here that I'm using is, like I said, let it sit on there 12 hours, open it up, maybe reapply if you need to, reapply a little bit more, just work it in. And then you can let it sit another 12 hours if you'd like to. Then we're going to open it up, all right, and you start working it. Start working it. Before it starts drying out a whole lot, start working it. You just keep working that hide, stretching that hide, moving that hide. Don't stretch it too much to where your fibers are pulling out in your skin, but stretch it. Stretching is very important part of this process, is stretching it. And once you get it to where it's sort of dry, then you can start taking your wire wheel and you can start getting the rest of the flesh off if you've got any. If you've got any more flesh that needs to be got, you can do it then with the wire wheel. So, got the coat here. Doesn't have a whole lot of flesh on it we need to get off, but there's still a few pieces here and there. Get it all the way down there in the tail too. If you've got ears, get it around the ears. If you've got lips, get it around the lips. Make sure this formula gets every part of this hide. If you've got toes, get it around the toes. Alrighty, believe we got this one pretty good done. Normally I wouldn't do this on a makeshift table on the ground, but it's sort of dark outside, so I can't do it much anywhere else. Alright, cavity down. We got our possum. This is a cape style, so I'm going to show you how to. I'm going to flip him back flesh on flesh once we get him done. Like I said, I ain't never done a possum with a tail on him, so we're gonna see how this turns out. So far, I ain't really had any issues out of the tail, but I'm putting the tanning formula on it too. We got a few pieces of flesh right there I need to get off. When you see them, get them. Especially when it comes to putting the formula, this Tide tanning formula on, because you want that formula to be able to reach every part of the flesh that it can. And when you've got meat or flesh that's sitting on there, your hide is not going to be able to soak up the formula like it needs to. So, get it around its ears. Alrighty. Gonna flip this joker back inside outwards. So got the whiskers on him. Once we degreased him and washed him up, I don't know if you can see in the video, but he actually looks pretty good. He'll look a lot better once he's dry, for sure. But he's starting to look pretty good. Just fold him up. Here's got a couple holes in him. You know, this joker right here, I had to shoot him 2 or 3 times before he died. Of course, I was using the 22, but man, this joker, probably why there's so many doggone holes in him. But he did not want to die. Bull fox. Well, thank y'all for watching this video. I appreciate it. Y'all like and subscribe. Click the bell for notifications when I post new content. And I'll get these 5 hides. I'll get them now that they've got the tanning formula on them. Like I said, fold them flesh on flesh, and I'll put them in the barn 2 or 3 days. You know, open them up, stretch them out, keep stretching them. And then if there's any more flesh on them, I'll take the wire wheel out, and I'll get the wire wheel. I'll go, and while I'm stretching, and then just keep them soft. Main thing, you just got to keep them things soft. Keep moving them. I'm not going to do a video on that because it's pretty self-explanatory. But once I get them good and soft, I may put up another video, may not, of how the finished product looks. So I thank y'all for watching this video, and we'll see you around.